All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, host of the Holton Ahlers Show, former Pirate QB, Arlington Renegades quarterback Holton Ahlers is here. What's up, Holt?
Clip, what's up, man?
I am getting ready for the Super Bowl and getting in the basketball mindset because we're going to be without football for a while, but UFL is approaching.
Yes, sir.
When will you be beginning your duties for the 2025 season?
Yeah, the season starts March 27th. So it's the first game. So yeah, man, I'm pumped for it. We get down there obviously early for camp and all that. So days in Greenville are dwindling down, and man, I'm pumped to go keep playing football, man.
Good deal. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to the Super Bowl coming up. You can hear it right here on Pirate Radio. Chiefs, Eagles. First of all, Holt, just a game pick. No line, just a pick.
I got Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to win, man. I think it's hard to stop the rushing attack of them, and I don't know if it's my heart telling me that or my mind, but I think really, I mean, they're very, very balanced, as are the Chiefs. But I mean, the Chiefs obviously have let on Patrick Mahomes for a while now. Look, the Eagles were good before Saquon, but now they're really, really good with him, and I think they're going to be hard to stop.
I think they're more talented across the board. It's just I can't pick against Mahomes.
You got the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to roll with them until they lose, basically.
Understandable.
I saw we used to, like, when we did Live at 5, I would like watch highlights from Media Day and make a cut sheet, and we'd talk about it on the show like it was kind of not a big deal, but a big event, I guess. And now it's become just whatever. But there was some highlights coming out. I thought Jameis asking
it was great
Saquon what team he should play for. He said the Giants need a quarterback. Great line.
That was
great line by Saquon. But also, I guess they asked Travis Kelce, what would you like to ask the media? And he said, why are y'all buying into this ref thing? Like, we own the refs, which I thought that was funny, too.
That was.
So there's a lot of Chiefs conspiracy talk, but I don't know, man. I just think they've got the quarterback right now, and they got a great coach, too, Andy Reid.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just like Brady when he was going on the run. It's like, are you ever going to bet against him? And then the one year when Eli Manning wins it, it's like, is that this year with the Eagles maybe? But, yeah, I mean, it's getting pretty normal to see them in the Super Bowl and for them to be winning the Super Bowl. I mean, they're going for 3-peat, which I don't think a team's ever done. So, I mean, that's very hard to do. But if there's a team to do it, I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yeah, that will end the NFL season, and then Jarrett can get fired up because the offseason will officially be here. Time for his Raiders to shine. Did the Saints make it official? Do they have a coach? Did they name? So the Saints still don't have a head coach.
Yeah.
I guess, is Kellen Moore still the guy? Or are they waiting for after the Super Bowl?
They're definitely hiring someone from one of their staffs.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it could be Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for Philadelphia.
Lefty.
I was going to say another great left-handed quarterback from Boise State. So Holt, NBA, we'll get to your Knicks, but did you know the West is over?
What do you mean?
Well, Jarrett's been saying it for 2 weeks. Even before the trade became official, he said if the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox, the West is over.
I want them to be. I want Wembyana, or however you say his last name. I really want them to be good. And they're in Texas, and the Knicks play there in Texas. So I'm hoping to go to that game. So, but yeah, I mean, I really hope they are good. I think that was a really good trade for them. I was literally playing Fortnite with Jack, who's a Kings fan, and he said within 5 minutes, says, "Dude, I guarantee you, De'Aaron Fox is about to get traded like tonight." And I don't know if he just had a weird feeling or something, but 5 minutes later, he's like, ESPN alert, De'Aaron Fox gets traded.
So they fired Mike Brown, and speculation was he and Fox didn't get along, and Fox came out and said that's totally not true.
Yeah.
I guess, does this confirm that it was not a problem between them if Fox is leaving now? Or, I don't know.
A little bit, yeah. NBA is weird, but they have been winning more with their interim head coach, or I guess their new head coach now. But, that was a weird situation.
Had a Knicks parlay the other night. Cat had 9 rebounds. Couldn't get that last one. But give us a Knicks update. How are we looking right now?
He's 33-17. We're on a 2-game win streak right now. We lost to the Lakers before Luka, before all that done. But I feel really good where we're at right now. Mitchell Robinson is like our last piece. He's been hurt, but trade deadline ends next Thursday. I'd imagine someone gets traded and we add more pieces there. So it should be an exciting week for Knicks fans and for NBA fans, because obviously whenever the Knicks are good, the NBA is good. It's kind of, it's like
I agree.
USC in college football, Notre Dame in college football. I think it's just one of those that it's the prime time. People like watching, big markets, and they're obviously the biggest. So
And I've always been a bigger college basketball fan than NBA fan, and some of that is environments and crowds. But like you see a tight game at MSG
oh, it's
if
awesome.
it's a college environment. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So you're about to move to Dallas for a little while. Hopefully you can lift the spirits up of people, man. Like, what'd you think of that bombshell late night the other night or early morning Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it for
Yeah.
one. I mean, I know that I was read where they said they didn't want to give him like it was like a $388 million max contract is what he was like due for in 2026 that summer, and that pretty much they didn't want to give him that, and they felt like they could win without him because they have a really good team, and honestly, like I know a lot of people are trashing them, but adding Anthony Davis to that team, he is a way better fit to the team. Him and Kyrie will be really good together. They have a lot of other bigs together too. So like they're still going to be a really good team. I bet they make a run at the playoffs, but he's 25 years old and he's a top 5 player in the league. I just don't know why you would really trade him for they definitely could have gotten more.
The secrecy of it all, at least from what we're being told, is interesting too. That he had no idea. None of his teammates had an idea. They say LeBron didn't have an idea. I don't know how much I believe that. But it sounds like it was just a couple of GMs working together.
Yeah, which I'm very impressed. And I was reading a thing too, maybe listening to the Dallas GM's, I think his name's Nico, and he was saying it was like over a cup of coffee, and he was like, well, would you ever do this? And then Rob Pelinka was like, yeah, I would do it. Clearly, like,
of course.
Would you want Luka? But yeah, so and then they just kind of kept in between, and then it's kind of crazy. And I'm a big NBA guy, and someone said the other day it's like the first time in LeBron's career that like he doesn't manage the organization anymore. Like he's not the final say so. He doesn't even really have much of a say so anymore because they only have 2 guys over the age of 27, and he's one of them on the team. So this is a younger team that's really surrounded by Luka now. They've really positioned themselves amazing with LeBron, who can maybe carry them, down the road.
Maybe that was part of the deal with drafting Bronny. This is your last move as fake GM of the team.
Looking back, it was.
Holton Ahlers joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Speaking of GMs, East Carolina is looking for one. Noah Joseph. Did you ever meet Noah Joseph?
I did not. He was here. I think he was here a week and a half. So yeah,
I put in a request for an interview, and never got him on the show. So
yeah, I mean, sucks. He was going to LSU, right?
Yeah, to be an analyst, I guess, to get into the coaching side.
Yeah,
of it.
I mean, I think ECU needs to get someone in that position it's a new position for everyone. Whoever gets in the position, like they're not going to have done it before. So just get someone who's going to stay here a while. That's going to be a position that if you do well, if the team does well, just like GMs in pro sports, it's going to work your way up quickly. So get someone who loves ECU, who wants to be here, who has history here, who understands it a little bit. That's what I would do. But yeah, I mean, it's a weird, like I said, that's what I would do, but no one's ever hired one. Well, I guess we've hired one now, but no one's ever really been in the position. It's just it's new college athletics.
I haven't heard anything or seen anything on it officially, but I might need to start looking for a special teams coordinator
I've heard
as well.
Okay, I've heard that as well.
That rumor is out there.
Yeah.
So Blake Carroll making a lot of moves, brought in a new strength coach, going to have to find yet another GM and maybe make another hire or two. So been kind of a busy off season. It started, I guess, before the bowl game with a few transfers.
Yeah.
And it's just the way of the world now in college athletics. So add something else to the plate of a first-time head coach.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of things he has to go over, a lot of hirings he had to make, and he decided, with Big John that they wanted to go a different direction, which, I mean, I understand in the fact that he's trying to make a different culture.
Yeah.
And he made a hire there. And then the GM, too, obviously is a pretty big hire. Now, I don't know, is that something, I guess he does have a say-so in it, but is that athletics, or is he, like, technically too just football?
I asked John Gilbert about it. Well, he's football GM, yeah.
But who hires him to be the football GM?
Yeah, I think I did ask that to John Gilbert, and it sounds like a joint effort, basically.
Yeah.
But it is a guy that clearly is going to have to mesh with the head coach. So I would say Blake Harrell has a ton of say in who he brings over in that GM role. So it's amazing how quickly, and I'll talk about this with Rajay when he joins us, but how quickly one season goes to the next. That you probably remember that as a player where you're like celebrating a bowl win, and it's like, all right, get out there and run. Let's go.
That's
like,
it. Yeah, you're like I'm sure like Yannick Smith and some of these guys who had really good games and like Anthony Smith are like out there thinking, you know, they're the junk, and then you got winter conditioning and you're just when you're out there and the coaches are screaming at you like, do I suck, man? Am I just a nobody now? That's just how it is. That's literally college strength and conditioning. Is winter. The winter is the worst part by far. Summer, you're getting closer to the season. You get to go to the pool after. Winter, it's 12 degrees outside, and you get to go to your 8 a.m. class after you sprint. So, yeah, winter conditioning is not fun for anyone.
Spring football, is that kind of a grind, or did you enjoy that part?
At ECU, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a spring ball's another great time, too, those, because it's like you can't lift that hard because you're practicing. You can't practice that hard because the season's not that far away, and then the weather's great, and then when you're done with practice, you get to go to the baseball game.
Oh, yeah. There you go. How much does ECU or will ECU use you in recruiting, you think, moving forward, Holt? Will they have you talk to guys?
Yeah, I talked to Caton Hauser when he came on the visit. They asked me to go over there. I've talked to guys throughout. Like I talked to some of the Havelock guys. See, I'm still pretty. I'm not on like a day-to-day type thing, but if local recruits pop up or quarterback recruits, like
Yeah.
I've talked to pretty much all of them.
Good deal. I know we've gone over this with you, but like what former players talked to you during your recruitment? Anybody in particular?
I remember like Shane Carden tweeted at me, and I thought it was really cool. I'm trying to think, man. Yeah, golly, 45 concussions later, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean Shane Carden, I remember did.
Yeah.
I remember like David Garrard like went through some channels and like communicated with me, but I never did directly with him.
Gotcha.
I'm sure honestly my dad could probably tell you the answer to that more than anyone because a lot of them went through him.
I do like the idea of former players connecting with future Pirates, and I think you're a great resource for that. So
Yeah.
hopefully they use you.
Yeah, I'm here
the
for
maximum.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean I just want to see ECU win, and yeah, I mean I'd help any way possible. Like I said, when they asked me to meet Caton on his visit, and sat down with him and his family and talked about the program, talked about what it could be, and where he's took it now. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, looking forward to another year of Caton Hauser, who last time we saw him, the football team was celebrating the bowl win, and I believe he had a cast on.
He did, yeah, wrist surgery.
Yeah, had the surgery, which he played through. Got to give him credit for that. You know something about playing through pain, right? So
Just a little bit. Yeah,
and I don't know. Did you have a decision to make ever? Like, should I get this fixed now, or do I just roll through it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one to make, right?
I mean, I tore my right labrum in my shoulder, NC State game, my senior year, game one.
Game one.
And fractured it a little bit too, and literally in the locker, I didn't think anything of it. It was going in and out, like I knew it was making me sick the entire game. But I mean, I've just literally lived my entire life to play in that game and to play that season, so I wasn't going to get taken out. I think I missed one play. And that was because I was about to throw up on the sideline. And then after the game and all that, they're like, "We got to put you in a sling." And I'm like, "What do you mean you got to put me in a sling?" So I was in a sling after the game and got all that. He was like, "You probably have a torn labrum, so you're going to have to make a decision. You either need surgery or you need surgery. You just got to decide when you have it." And yeah, I had to sit down with my family and make a decision on if I wanted to take a medical red shirt and come back for a sixth year, which I'm sure ECU fans would have hated, or
put in Mason Garcia.
Yeah. Or just play the season with it. And like it was very, very painful and a lot of like really tough rehab sessions, especially early on. Like I think we played Campbell the next week, and like I remember seeing pictures now, and like when I was throwing my like, usually I had the real long one. Then that game, like I was throwing literally like my shoulder because I was terrified to move it.
Yeah.
And like I remember zooming with my quarterback coach in Mobile, who I trained with in quarterback country, and being like, how can I at least like somewhat keep my form the same and zip the same on the ball? So like I had sessions with him how to do it. But yeah, we had to decide. No, I just want to rant there, but we had to decide if I wanted to medical red shirt, get surgery, be out for the whole year, which is what a lot of people recommended, or just play through it. And I was like, yeah, it's not an option. I'm playing.
Do you have anything that lingers today? Like you still feel
Absolutely.
day to day?
My shoulder, still haven't had the surgery. Because then after the season, I had to decide whether I wanted to go through the pre-draft process or get surgery and miss the pre-draft process. Where I played in the Hula Bowl, played good. NFLPA Bowl, played good.
So like one day will you have the surgery? Or at this point, you're right. You went on that streak where you just like threw 50 touchdowns without an interception or something.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And
MVP of every game you played. That was awesome. Yeah.
It was a good time. But yeah, during that time too, like I was supposed to get the surgery, and then like after the Hula Bowl, I was like, all right, I'm getting the surgery on the 17th, and then like the 16th, the NFLPA Bowl calls and is like, hey, you won MVP of the Hula Bowl, come to PA Bowl. So I was like, well, crap. So then a lot of praying, and it was like, all right, I'm going to PA Bowl, and then I won MVP of that, and then we're like, all right, well, we can't stop the momentum now. Just push off the surgery.
The longest put off surgery of all time.
Still have not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doctor's still waiting for you. Holton Ahlers joining us today, Pirate Radio Live. Good stuff, Holt. You following anything else? College hoops? Anything on your...
I need to get into it, man.
Yeah,
I'm just NBA guy. I love NBA, and then obviously NFL too. But for the people out there, watch Spring Ball. Spring Ball's coming out. The UFL is really a great league. There's really good competition. I want to say like performance of it, but like they really make the league fun. And a lot of these NFL rules that you're seeing, some people like, some don't, really come from the league. Like instead of onside kicks, you have a 4th and 12. That's way more fun than an onside kick. So it's a fun league.
I heard Dan Campbell might want to go there. Maybe there's going to be a push for that in the NFL.
I think it's awesome.
Soon.
It really is. And then I think it's like if it's to end the game, it's like 4th and 15, which is a little bit longer to make it like harder. But it's a great rule, and it makes it more interesting. Like last year, the Renegades, it sucked we lost, but we lost a game because you can go for 1, 2, or 3. So we were down. The team was down by like 12. They scored, went for 3, then got it, and then instead of an onside kick, they went for it on 4th and 12. Got a penalty. It was 4th and 17. Got that. Drove down the field and won the game, all within like 30 seconds. And like you just don't see that on any other football league. So it's definitely a cool league.
Yeah, the going for 3 thing. That's going to mess up my math. Like I like knowing what we need at all times, and that's going to screw me up.
But the thing with that is like
to it.
They want to keep the games close, and then sports betting wise, like it makes it even more interesting too. So
that's all right. There are lines on these games, folks. So
there is.
You can get interested in that side of it.
You guys can.
All right. Thanks, Holt. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.